I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I think this epitomizes the bias of college football currently right now with the committee. Andy Staples just said the Carson Beck situation is different from the Jordan Travis situation. I want to hear y'all thoughts, man. Why do y'all think that's different? You know what I'm saying? For me, obviously, Florida State went 12-0. Did they struggle a little bit with that Louisville team last year? Yeah, they did. You know what I'm saying? And Georgia, struggled some today. Now, don't get me wrong, their defense is great and had a really good game in this one, man. But what's really the biggest difference? Maybe his is not as severe for Carson Beck. I don't know the severity. They still have to get an MRI. Probably won't know that for the next couple of days. And credit to Gunner Stockton for coming in and, like I said, having a big performance. Said that on my last video. But this is what I mean. Now, the brand of Georgia, currently as the college football world is constructed, is bigger than Florida State. Humbly. You know what I'm saying? It actually is. But when we look at the difference between the two, Georgia has one more, I guess, notable games, you could say, this year, right? Beating a Tennessee, hanging in with the Alabama, right? Obviously beating Texas twice, So, yes, they definitely have a great resume, but 12-0 Florida State, couldn't even get in. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I want to tell you guys is like, it's the same thing we're seeing this year. And it really is, and I think they brought up a great point on CBS Sports. It's not really, it's entertainment value. And that's what we got to take college football as. Now, I'm not saying Georgia shouldn't be in. They rightfully should, regardless of what happens with Gunner Stockton. They're an SEC champion. They've proved it that they're a great team. But what I'm saying is we're not going to sit here and act like college football isn't entertainment, one. And two, we're not going to sit here and act like college football isn't based off brands. Because you're sitting there having Florida State, who didn't make it, and then you're saying only one ACC team is going to get into the college football playoff, one A3 loss SEC team who's lost to Vanderbilt, and they've also lost and got pummeled by Oklahoma, who's not even ranked, maybe barely top 50 in the country, is going to get in. So I don't really see the big difference between the two. Now, obviously Georgia has a great backup quarterback, but what are we really saying here as far as the difference? I want to hear y'all thoughts, though. Leave your comments below. Is the Carson Beck situation that much different than what Florida State dealt with last year? I don't think there is. I know I'm going to get comments that say, Najee, you're wrong. You don't know sports. I know that's going to happen, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts. And maybe it'll make me think a little bit different about the situation. But just tell me, as college football fans, what are the biggest differences, right? Is it because the resume for Georgia is better than Florida State? Is it because they've beaten top-notch teams over what Florida State did last year? Now, remember, Florida State had, those 17 seniors. They had a really elite defense last year. Now, this year, it's a totally different team. They lost all those guys. But what makes the situation different? Because I'm honestly confused. I don't really see that big of a difference. Both lost, their star quarterbacks. Now, Georgia did win, obviously, the conference championship, and so did Florida State. And I thought that was what we were looking for, in terms of that. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts, please. And if you guys can, like I said, I'm always open-minded. So educate me as to how the situation is different from what we're seeing compared to last year. Because both were conference champions. Both are the best of the conference. One's SEC, one's ACC. What's the difference? I think the biggest difference for me is the brand, the brand that both teams have currently right now. The SEC brand and the Georgia brand as a college football is bigger than Florida State. That's what I think the difference is. How much more different is it? And I feel like, honestly, that the ACC is disrespected. Say what you want. I've been covering the sport for close to a year now as far as the ACC with Georgia Tech and covering the ACC and going to some of the functions. I feel like the ACC is disrespected, right or wrong. Like Jim Phillips said, they have a winning record against Big Ten teams this year. They have a winning record, against several other conferences, Big 12s as well. Now Big 12 is only probably going to get one team in, which I get. But I do want to hear y'all thoughts down below. Do we just need to go super conference, just Big Ten and SEC, and let them have a playoff? And then the rest, obviously, do it. Let me know in the comments, though. And I really do want to hear y'all thoughts. Am I tripping? Is it not that much different? The situation? Or is it actually different? Comment down below. It's an interesting topic.